Hey everyone, Sean Savin Moo, and do we have an episode for you today? So many of you are saying, man, I struggle with my long irons. Starting at the 6-iron, I really start to spray the ball and it really becomes a head case. We're gonna show you just how incredibly easy it is to get a ball airborne, solidly struck with one of your long irons. Pick one, anyone, no big deal. You wanna stay tuned for this show. But before we continue, of course, we would love for you to be part of the Wisdom in Golf team, so please subscribe to the channel.
Leave a comment or question down below and give us a thumbs up.
Be sure to smash that bell so you never miss any videos.
Smash the bell, man. I love it. Out of the gate, of course, the long irons are called long irons because it's a longer shaft. So I got pitching wedge and I got 4-iron here. And the distance between you and the ball is obviously going to change, but many of you are saying, you know, I want to have that fist between my club and the ball. And so if I do fist between club and ball, here we go. So fist between club and ball. Let it swing back and through without stopping. Okay, that's fine with the pitching wedge. All right. So if I do fist with the 4-iron, and then you try it and do that, whoop, whoop, that's different. See, that would have been many of you. And then now look at how when I let gravity deploy my arm club unit, it's coming out here. So obviously I'm not out of balance right now because I feel like my feet are very secure to the ground. I'm just pre-deploying. So my wedge was over here. My 7-iron will be here. My 4-iron is going to be there. Then my fairway woods, and there my driver. So the distance between my hands and my body is going to be very different. So that's number one. So the first thing that we need to do, got some bird lunch here, is we pick our intermediate point. So I'm going to set up to go to my building over here, and I'm going to secure my posture, pre-deploy my arm club unit, and see where that wants to cut grass. Right there. Now I bring that into the ball. So we talked about, if you haven't seen our videos on how to cut grass yet, I recommend you go check out Best Training Aid in Golf, the Grass Whip, Sean Clement, and then go see Grass Whip Training, Sean Clement. So understand that the sole of the club is designed to cut grass first and foremost. The turf interaction, by the way, these Callaway Apex 21s, the way the sole is configured, it is the best turf interaction I've ever experienced as a golf professional or a player in the last 40 years. They've found the right recipe. So I am delivering my dandelion stem towards my target. So that's a dandelion. And we're going to start with, and this Tom Watson used to warm up with a 3-iron. You imagine that, Sav?
That's cool.
So if I was just warming up with a 4-iron right here, I see my dandelion stem, I just gather it naturally and then just cut the dandelion stem in the direction of my target. So I basically hit that 4-iron about 150 yards. I'm not trying to lift the ball. All I'm trying to do is cut the dandelion stem in the direction that I want the ball to go on, and I'm not trying to hit it far. All I want to do is let the weight of my arms cut the stem in that direction. So hear the sound of that? Really solid. Now if I take a little draw here, I'm going to do a little flight plan. I'm going to start at right edge of my intermediate point, play the ball a hair back of center. Yes, you heard it. I'm actually playing the ball, there's the center of my stance, a hair back of center, And from there, I'm just cutting the dandelion stem in that direction as if nothing was a big deal. So, ball back of center, gather it, and let it go in the direction I want it to go. So, notice the contact with the ball is always solid because I'm always cutting the stem of that dandelion in that direction. And so if you try to lift the ball with the long irons, that's not going to work. If I were to take the ball and put it right off my back foot and close the face completely, watch this. So notice I've basically have zero loft left. That ball is going to basically go off the ground about that much. Then the dimples on the ball, once the ball is airborne, the dimples on the ball are going to help raise it up. So I'm going to play the ball right off that back foot, close the face, and just let the weight of my arms cut through the stem in that direction. Look at that.
Wow.
Wasn't that pretty? That was easily 200 yards. So look how high that went. I mean, that's perfect for playing anywhere in Scotland or Texas. That's the kind of shots that you're going to need. And on our premium channel this week, we just finished a nice practice session in the trees. Very, very cool way to practice your long irons. Find a nice area at your golf course where you can hit shots out from the trees. Don't keep the trees too close at first. You know, wouldn't want that ball to ricochet and, you know, hurt you. So, Sav, you ready?
Yep.
Let's have a look at what Sav does with this. So you got 5-iron.
Yep.
And, you know, for most women, 5-irons are very, very difficult to hit because they typically don't have the club speed to benefit from it. But it doesn't mean that you can't hit it, right? So let's see you hit some ridiculously smooth 5-irons in that direction. So that was full range of motion, and that's the key here. Because the club is so much longer, it's like a ball on a string, and what you're looking for is full range of motion in the backswing. Then just let the arms fall through the stem and out toward the target. How easy is that? Look at the height on that. That's like too easy. Now, do you ever feel the need to hit the long irons hard?
I did before, but not anymore.
She did before, but not anymore. And what changed for you?
Well, working on the alignment of
Yep.
all my clubs kind
Yes.
of helped solidify everything. And then The thing we worked on with just throwing it easily.
Yes, the video where we did it's called Gently Drive Your Ball 300 Yards,
Yeah.
right? And that video was, I mean, it ruffled a lot of feathers because people are going, that's impossible. There's no way you're hitting it 300 yards with that swing. It always looks a little slower on video, by the way, right? When you go to a PGA Tour event or an LPGA Tour event in person, you'll notice that club's coming through a lot faster than what you've seen on video.
Right.
So it's really cool when you go see the events live. Now, and then the GC Quad that we use, make no mistake, it's giving you very accurate information. So let's see, hit one more.
The smoother you swing, the farther it goes.
The smoother you swing, the farther it goes. Nice. So let's unpack that for a little bit. If you want, I'll unpack that with Moo.
Can I do one more?
Sure.
Finish on one good one.
So the smoother the swing, the farther it goes means, and then we were talking about throwing the club with ease.
Yeah.
Now face the camera and pretend you're going to throw your club into the trees here. What was the first thing that started the swing?
Like a little heave.
So you started heave in the backswing, yes. So you're heaving the club into the backswing, and then what was the first thing that started the through swing?
For me, it's that like waiting for the weight and then letting it fall through.
So she says, I'm waiting for the weight. So she's got arms and club that feel heavy, right? And you're using the weight of those arms to deliver your shot. So what actually happens is the brain engages that kinetic chain. So your weight loads up into that lead leg, so you shift your weight. And then the lead leg is using the ground to get your body out of the way, so your arms get to fall toward the target.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gently throwing the club in the direction that we want the ball to go. Oh,
Nice.
goodness, how easy was that? Still in the air. Just landing now. Spectacular. So, Moo, let's see you hit that. So for Menashe, this actually feels like a 50-yard pitch shot,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it does, exactly.
And so he's just using the weight of his arms to swing that way. You got what, 4-iron?
I got 5-iron here.
5-iron? Okay.
Yeah. So.
There we go. So you're a volleyball guy.
Yeah.
So to you, so for Moo, it's easier for him to focus on squeezing the ball through the door frame. You'll see an oldie but goodie video that we have called Hammer Through. So imagine there's a door frame here in front of the ball, and Moo is just trying to squeeze the ball through the door frame. So imagine a door frame right there, and we're squeezing the ball against the door frame with the face of the club. And to do that, the hands are going to be way more in front of the ball. So you notice how it looks like there's barely any loft there.
Yeah.
And that's what scares the majority of golfers out there.
Yeah.
They're thinking, how's this ball going to get in the air?
Right.
Instead of staying with their task, right?
Right.
So let's see you squeeze that ball into that picture
Okay.
with the weight of your arms and club. Oh my, that's crushed. Oof.
There we go.
Oh my. That was awesome.
That was nice. Yeah.
So, stem of dandelions out for you.
That's right.
And,
yeah.
and typically, you know, when I want to try and hit a high fade fairway, like a long iron
yeah.
with a high fade or with a fairway wood,
Yeah.
I'm seeing dandelion stems that I'm going to flip up into the air.
Right.
And when I'm trying to hit the ball, compress it low into the wind,
Yeah.
I'm using door frame and volleyball,
Right. So it's just
which is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can match up your tasks to how you want to go about things.
Right.
Because obviously getting long irons into the air for you is a piece of cake.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
So to resume, all right? Thanks. I want to send that ball over that intermediate point toward those trees. I get my distance to ball. I got to feel like I've got full freedom in the arms. Now, one other way of doing that is I'm going to set up and get my nice posture. So I'm bending from the hips, very solid in the glutes and quads. I feel like the arches of my feet are secure to the ground. And I'm going to get way too far from the ball. So that to me feels like if I tried to whip through the dandelion stem that way, I'm going to have to lose my balance, or I'm going to either hit it off the toe versus, and the majority of you guys tend to be too close to the ball with the long irons. So if I get way too close, now it feels like I have to hang on to it, or I'm going to have to stand up to get it to deploy. The one in between, so I get my posture, I pre-deploy my arms, and now I feel like, hey, right there is where it wants to pass. So now I bring that to the ball. Not like that. Not like that. All together. That's accurate. Now I've got my intermediate point. I see my dandelion stem, and I'm using the weight of that arm club unit to send the dandelion stem in that direction. And there it is.
Very nice.
Nice little draw coming right back between the two pine trees, splitting the difference. So I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.